Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It's me, DIGI. Welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are still in Europe. I'm taking a bit of a detour from the usual Project Japan ops, which I've been doing over the past year, and I am continuing to try to get some more Europe trucking in, especially as a bit of a crossover function of the world tour, which I was doing not that long ago in Microsoft Flight Sim and in other venues like X-Plane 12. So I have been in the process of continuing to motor my way through Europe. Now, I haven't done a particularly amazing job of it, but we have had fun exploring Greece. Now, yesterday not yesterday, last weekend we spent time exploring the islands. We went as far as was it Tania or Kania? Probably, probably, could be Kania, but I don't know. I don't know. My Greek obviously is non-existent, so my apologies for my lack of pronunciation skills. However, we did explore that large island. We did go to Rhodes. We did go to Chios. We did go to Mytilene, and we used Athens as a jump-off point for a lot of our travels. So today we're going to see if we can find other jobs which we can do to explore the other parts of Greece and then get ourselves up out of Greece back into Europe as a whole. Because even though I've covered a lot over the past years, there's still plenty of places I have not explored. So let's get started by looking at some external contracts. See if we can find any external contracts in Patras. So let's see. Okay, so far, there we go. I wanted to go to Kalamata before, and I think I forgot. So let's see. We're gonna take some cement. Only problem, of course, is that that's a separate trailer. Again, Digi, get it together. Now, wow. Now, this is technically another place, and it starts in Kalamata, so this is good. Let's take this. Let's take some cut flowers. Nothing wrong with starting off with a few things to look for, so let's go. And again, welcome in everybody. If you're new, hi, my name is Digi Driver. I'm a flight sim streamer and content creator slash scenery developer. I like to create scenery or want to get back to creating airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm also doing my best to start this thing back up slowly, and in the meantime, enjoy the adventure of exploring other titles and other pursuits other than just hopping into a virtual plane. With that said, I have done flights on past streams, and I do intend on doing scenery development again. I'm going to start looking into what it takes to actually build scenery again, and I have recently updated my SDK, which I'm fairly confident is going to break scenery development for me for FS 2020 for now, but at the same time, it's not something I'm particularly concerned about because my intent is to, I think, start transitioning into FS 2024 scenery development. And to do that, I'm gonna need to, like the old proverb says, or the old axiom says, I'm gonna have to crack some eggs to make the omelet, and part of doing that means potentially closing the door on Flight Sim 2020 development going forward. Now, does that mean I have to stop doing it altogether? No. There are probably some people that still release scenery for their own edification for for Flight Simulator 2004. And hey, more power to you if you know how to do it. But at the same time, I think I want to release scenery for sims that are in active use. I do think FS 2020 still has a lot of people that are still using it. So, like, I'm bouncing back and forth between, what to do with it. I did take a look at Lafayette Regional, which is Kilo Lima Foxtrot Tango, which is the scenery that I was working on for FS 2020. And like the base scenery in, excuse me, like the base scenery in the old sim, the satellite imagery is not not accurate, is what I'm trying to say. It's old. So it does not account for the new taxiway, which is straighter by the northeast edge of the terminal. Now, I, that probably sounds incredibly cryptic. So reducing that to just a few words, the satellite photo for the airport is old. So I would need to start over again to make sure that the taxiways and everything are set correctly. Do I feel like it's this incredible burden? No. I just tried to get into it yesterday, and I just almost immediately ran out of juice because I just felt like, whoa, there's a lot to do. And I think that's something that some of us probably feel in general with regards to trying to work on projects or do anything in terms of life tasks or hobbies that we do. And that's another word that keeps popping into my head right now, like hobbies, stuff like that that does not involve me having to necessarily commit to making a business. And yes, I talked about this in the past and said, hey, I really want to go for this. I really want to do stuff like that. But life got in the way. Now, let me qualify that statement. I shouldn't chuck stuff to the side just because life got in the way of anything that I did. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, oopsies, hit the bumps. I guess what I'm trying to say is, um, I was trying to sort a few things out. The beginning of this year started out interesting, and then it got really fast, and then it slowed down, and then I got transferred, and then all this other stuff. But have I given up on scenery development? No, I have not. Do I have an interest in continuing to create scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yes, I do. Ooh, am I low on gas? I also am. Let me pull off the highway here. Let's pull right in here. I think I know what I want to do, and the textures in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 are really, really catching my attention and making me want to put more time and effort into starting back up again. So I do want to do that. And that's going to be the goal. That's going to be my desire. Whether or not it's going to happen immediately will probably depend on more than a few factors. But it is still something I want to do. It's not something I've given up on. It's just something which is going to take maybe more time than I previously anticipated. In the meantime, I've been doing some things differently. I really am trying to rest and to be way more. The word isn't knowledgeable. I've been trying to rest and to be way more intentional about the things I do, the food I eat, the people that I spend time talking to, and the desires that I have to, achieve things and to go for things. So there's that. Ooh, this is a slow on ramp. Wow. Why is the on ramp so slow? Excuse me, folks. Oh, interesting. Lots of tolls and ticket booths, such as life. All right, I gotta be careful. Wow, this is like ridiculously narrow. It's all right. Plenty of meme-tastic moments. It's okay. Find a good repair shop and we'll buff the stuff out of the trailer. But man, I'm gonna have to pay a lot more attention going through these toll booths going forward. I still haven't even picked up the cargo that I'm supposed to take, so this will give me some more practice. Let's just put it that way. But hello again, and welcome to those watching for the first time, and those that like to lurk and hang out in the background. Welcome. Thanks for being a part of today's stream. Your patronage is appreciated. Now, of course, if you want to engage in chat, feel free to say hello and the usual. If you want to follow, if you'd like to subscribe or consider donating, please feel free to take this opportunity to do so. But of course, at the same time, I have zero interest in requiring any of that. Your contributions are never required and always appreciated, but at the same time, they're certainly put to use. So I thank you in advance, should that be the direction you wish to go in. If you don't have the ability to do so, or you don't have an interest in it, you don't have to worry about it. I never require it. In fact, this is the one and only time that I will mention it during this stream. So thank you. We have arrived after scoring the sides of some toll booths with some paint. Looks like I'll need to wait a little bit longer to get to a repair shop, but that's okay. I've only got like, I think 2 or 3% of damage on this truck anyway. So, that's alright. Alright. Let's get set up and get our delivery taken care of. Good enough. Let's load this thing up. Okay. First delivery of the light of the light of the night. First delivery of the night. Twitch speak is a thing. Stream speak is a thing. We are going to be going to Larissa. All right, we'll hop back on the highway and hopefully have a better time going through those toll booths. And we've got about, I'd say 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 to our destination, like real time. Because at 119 scale, 12 hours in the sim is about 40 minutes of actual time. And as it turns out, the sun has come up, which is wonderful. I'm okay driving at night and during the day, but I also like seeing where I'm going. So clearly, this is a benefit to me. I talked about this a little bit on last week's stream, but for those in the back or those that weren't there, I can certainly say the 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 sim has come a long way in literally, the past 8 to 10 years. So many map mods that were released, not map mods, excuse me, so many downloadable map expansions, including Greece, were released, and not just new areas, reworks of existing areas as well, like for example, Germany and France. I find myself favoring places like Italy, Greece, Spain. It's been a while since I actually made cargo deliveries in Germany, but I have no problem with that. Okay, now, what did I do wrong? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I went through the wrong toll booth. All right, noted, chat. I'm gonna favor the toll booth on the extreme right-hand side because obviously it's wider. The two other toll booths I think are only for passenger vehicles. Clearly, since I clunked twice on the way down here. But yeah, just the how far we've come in the past 10 years. It's evident in the amount of extra scenery detail that exists when you visit places like this. The variety, the marked difference in places that I'm traveling to. It's really starting to make me like spending time in ETS2, and it's starting to give ATS a little bit of a run for its money, which is cool. I mean, I like buying expansions for both places. So SES has me hooked, hook, line, and sinker in both sims because I want to keep driving a greater expanding area of routes. I think I'm not sure about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, chap, but I think the northern, I think like Scandinavian adventures are available now. I think I can go from Copenhagen to I think Oslo, but I think there is another expansion which is for you know points north, and there may be an expansion even further east, but I don't think so. Further east of Greece is Turkey, and I think I already have road to the Black Sea, and I think there was like another DLC that came out for the Black Sea area, which I also have, because again, Project Japan usually, especially when they update the versions, require even more map DLC than before. I still don't know why, except to say maybe the assets that are available give them more freedom to design more convincing maps. I mean, I think the current version of Project Japan is 1.0.1, and you can already explore more than a few regions, which is fantastic. But yeah, we've come a long way in terms of scenery for ETS2. I, for one, certainly appreciate it. If I ever decided to, if I ever ultimately got bored of flight simming, I would definitely say I have a bright future in virtual, well, not virtual trucking like is with a company, but just trucking for fun. Hey, you making me crazy. Welcome aboard, friend. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate the lurk. Thanks for hanging out. Hope I can bring you some entertainment or at least a little bit of virtual background noise as you take care of business. Thank you for stopping in. We are doing some more deliveries in Greece and hopefully to points north as we fill in some more gaps in the map. I'd like to check Greece off in terms of all the places, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I might even take an opportunity to drive north into either Romania or Bulgaria and then explore maybe Croatia and then, maybe even haul myself back over to Italy. Although I don't think that's going to happen this stream because I think the drive would be, too expansive. I mean, I'm not even talking about, I'm not even talking about IRL, um, uh, times. I'm just saying, like, it would be, I think, longer than I have time for tonight. So I'm content to, I'm definitely content to explore these regions tonight and see if we can actually get a little bit further up the coast. I don't think there's a way for me to go to Corfu. There, I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a ferry. And I'm assuming there is a ferry IRL. I'm just saying I don't know if there's a delivery that I can do inside of the island of Corfu. Although, of course, you know, flight sim junkies unite. Corfu has one of the more challenging approaches, and not less challenging approach. Skiatos, of course, is even a more challenging approach because the runway's short, but Corfu is kind of also in that same vein. It's like a more relaxed but not that relaxed version of Skiathos. It's not a very long runway, but there's the pucker factor is smaller, I would say. I would imagine at least. Hopefully, everybody hanging out tonight is having a great weekend. It is Saturday night over here in the States. I am in the Mid-Atlantic section, so I'm on Eastern time. I've visited places like D.C., Baltimore, Philly, New York City, and Boston. So yeah, we're East Coast time here, and it is 6:31. I'm probably going to be on until this is done, and then maybe sneak a really quick delivery in. I'm also expecting somebody to reach out to me, so I might do a ridiculously short haul, and then uh, hop off once they get here. So we'll see. We'll see. Nice day for a drive. The weather warmed up a little bit in my section of the country, and and I don't like it. I I relish. I literally relish every time, every this every year when the temperatures start to get really, really, really cold, and I need to reach for a jacket whenever I step outside, even if it's just to take a walk to get the mail. And when you get those last gasps of of warm temperatures for the year, it there's always like this kind of like mental step change where it's like, like I was starting to get used to it being cold and now it's warm again. Now, I mean, I'm alive, so I'll take what I'm given, but I like it. I like it more when it gets cold, it stays cold, end of story. It, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. Usually, every season has it. Like you get your first bite of like cold air when you even when you start crossing the line from the beginning of August into like the middle to the end of the month, because you start getting shorter and shorter days, and the temperature starts dropping a little bit, then more, then more, then more, and you really start to notice the difference. And when you start dipping into the latter part of September and the days start to get significantly shorter and it starts to get cold out, to me, that's just like an amazing time. But then you get like October coming through, and then you get those days where no, it's not done being warm. So you get that like last little blast of warm air, and then stuff gets really cold. So, just so I'm clear. But again, it's what it is, so I'm happy. Hopefully, it does get cooler tonight, but I'm kind of not expecting it with the kind of temperature shift that we're going to have over the next day or two. I think by the end of this coming week, we should be able to start dipping back into the seasonable cooling that I like to see. But um, I'm not going to expect that to happen. I'm just going to see what happens. Past few nights I haven't slept much, so if I'm quieter than usual, you'll know why. It's because I'm tired. But all good. Mrs. Digi and I worked on getting a few more Christmas decorations out. Yes, I said Christmas decorations. And we tidied up a bit. I tidied up my office area in my office at home. I'm blessed to be able to work remotely, and I was able to take a little bit of time to clean up and to get my area looking nicer than I think it's been in months. I'm literally not joking. I can very easily get involved in my work to the extent where I tend to hyper focus on getting work done, and then what happens is I I literally um just focus so much on work that I don't eat when I'm supposed to. I don't take breaks when I'm supposed to. Like you know how it is, especially if you are the same kind of person I am. Like you want to knock things out as quickly as possible. You want to finish your work. You want to move on to the next task. That's me. Like getting things done quickly and just marking things as done. Here's the problem with that. If I do that, I I don't give myself time to, well, for lack of a better phrase, I don't give myself time to expand again. I don't give myself time to tune down. And I'm fortunate that I had a little bit of a downturn in the work that I normally do to be able to be able to take care of business, to be able to make my office look nicer, to have less stuff cluttering up my desk. And the vehicle that helped me accomplish that, praise be to God, was actually getting holiday decorations, Christmas decorations set up. So it forced me to, use some drawers that I had to say, okay, what are things that I can put away for now, which I don't necessarily care about not seeing until, the season is done and I start to start to come into the warmer months again. So yeah, that controlled it. I took the Christmas tree out. I took like we're talking about like a desktop Christmas tree, something small, something no bigger than like a foot, and of the decorations and things that I hadn't seen for a while, and yeah, one thing led to another, and then we had everything. I had most of my stuff set up. I said everything. I meant most of my stuff. I'm sorry. So got the office looking nice, and honestly, being able to kind of stretch out a little bit more is this bonus hidden thing that I hadn't thought about much. It's like this. People have been telling me this for a long time. Sogan, welcome aboard, friend. I'm talking about some recent tidying up that I did in my office space at home, and I I'll be the first person to admit I like having clutter. I like having like a cozy space where I just like sit in and do work. Here's the problem with that. I didn't realize how compressed my brain was too as a result of it. And it's not like a literal thing, but it is a thing. This thing that your brain does, I think, as a direct result of you not having as much space as maybe you need to stretch your legs, to do all the things. Thank you. To do all the things to feel better. And I did that. I did that last week, this week, and I got my desk organized, and I got some decorations out, and I actually cleaned my area a little bit, and it felt good to do so, and it felt good afterwards, Because, like Mrs. Digi likes to tell me, there are so many times where I finish doing something, like reorganizing something, helping her move furniture around, helping her clean something, and it's like the end result is so worth the the 15 minutes, the 45 minutes, the 2 hours, whatever it actually takes to get stuff done. I wouldn't doubt that. I do think, I mean, let's take it to its logical extreme. If I work in a messy, cluttered room where things are falling off my shelves, falling off my desk, I can't put a foot down without stepping on something. If you feel depressed, clean your room. Dude, that's been a major help to me. It has been a major help to me. Like I'm starting to really, understand the way some people feel. Although, I will say I am lazy. But again, setting up my Christmas decorations, it gave me the excuse to reorganize my space and to, move some stuff off my desk that had no real reason for being there other than to say, okay, like I'm here. But wait, let me get over here. If I pulled stuff off my desk and I looked at it and I said something like, okay, I have this book. Am I looking at this book? No. Would I like to keep this book around? Yes. That's a candidate for, the shelf behind me. Is does this even need to be within arm's reach? No. Set it up in the drawer until, next March. So again, I'm trying to be very, very intentional about about how my space looks, how I work, and it's also proven itself effective in my electronic pursuits as well. You all know I have an old Surface Pro 3. It's a tablet with a typing cover, which is basically a keyboard, which is specifically engineered to sit over the screen when you're not using it. So basically, it's a tablet that has a really, really well integrated keyboard. I can use other USB keyboards. I can use a Bluetooth keyboard if I want to, but basically, I like using the typing keyboard because it is a mechanical keyboard, at least in the academic sense. But TLDR, Windows 10 support croaked. So I flashed Pop OS onto my Surface Pro 3. Dude, it's like a renaissance of productivity. Pop OS is preferable over, I think, one or other distros like Ubuntu, for example, which I happen to like. I like it. But at the same time, the 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 Pop OS distro allows me to use a lot of the built-in functionality that exists in my Surface. And I think I've used one or two of the distros along with Ubuntu. I have, of course, Raspberry Pi OS for my Pi Zero, my Pi 3B, my Pi 4, and I I think I want to experiment with other distros as well, but I'm trying to de-rust off of the lack of Linux use. And having the ability to actually make my 10-year-old battery extend to 3 hours with, for example, Bluetooth checking turned off, to me is basically mind blowing. That I can actually do that is fantastic. Let's see, that goes into Turkey. That's about 30 some odd minutes. I may never know how much stuff was actually, running in the background. So, I'm not even going to challenge your comment. You're probably right. Actually, I'm pretty sure you're right. But I'm just happy. I'm happy that I don't have to. I'm happy that I don't have to compromise anything except for maybe a little bit of edge case weirdness in the browser, and that I can probably run SteamOS with no problem on that thing to play some games. Now, do I want to take another half an hour to go to Turkey, or do I want to do a little bit of business management for now? I don't know. That is going to take me into Bosnia and Herzegovina, and that's going to take me back to what is this? Um, into Slovakia. Wow, that's a haul. That's more time than I, than I have. Proton is insane. I might have to look into that actually. But okay, here's the thing. It's going to take about a half an hour, and there is a chance that somebody might be popping in to say hello. So I don't know. I think this is what we'll do. We'll take the job, and if I have to go, oh no, wait, I'm wrong. I have to go look at the cargo market. I did it again. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's go here actually. This is a short job. Okay, so the trailer is the loading area is behind me. All right, hold on. I gotta hop off the truck. Uh, okay, this is one of those things where I'm probably gonna be taking the easy way out and having them load me up because I don't know how I'm gonna do this really easily. So let me spin around. If I can just pull through and have them load me, that's great. If not, I'm going to take the opportunity first chance I get. Okay, there we go. So I have to actually spin around. And we'll do this again. So yeah, we have this short delivery to do the next town over, which is great. It should line right up with what I need to do. If Digi could just, do his job and drive nicely through the company parking lot, we'd be all sorted. Okay, so climate controlled environment, and we are picking up stuff. You know what? I'm gonna skip the trailer loading. You guys can come to me. Great. So now, oh, frozen octopi. Seafood, anyone? Let's go. But yeah, dude, I'm like a kid that has a shiny new penny. Taco? No, octopi. Octopus. Octopus that's frozen. I guess you could say I'm a sucker for it. Dad jokes inbound. Never mind. Did you just shut up and drive? All right. I got to get up close and personal with those trees. Um, let's see. Are there any places in this town where I can actually get the truck fixed? Oh, there was one, but it's okay. There's one even closer over there, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, good enough. Yeah, man, I think the marriage of convenience along with the kind of like closet pleasure I have of ups upscale upcycling upcycling the the no, no, that's the wrong phrase to use. Basically, I like upcycling. I really like upcycling. So if I can actually upcycle something, excuse me, coming through, or not, I don't like to hit vehicles, but I wanted to get over. It's okay. Actually, staying in this lane benefits me anyway, so let's go. This makes me chuckle. Okay, in Project Japan, when you are driving through town, whether it's Yokohama, Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, you really do have to watch out for the traffic because the traffic sometimes will not know what it's doing. And maybe it's a function of that scenery and the AI really not understanding how to navigate the complex and narrower streets. But I like to think that the traffic is just way more realistic. There have been multiple times I have run into someone because I was literally in the right, making a turn, and out of nowhere, a van comes. Boom! Like, literally runs into my trailer, and that's like 50,000 yen gone. It's funny though, because it does make me be like, okay, I better pay attention. But yeah, yeah, back on topic with regards to like Linux and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do with Pop OS and looking forward to relearning the lay of the land. And you know, for a time, I was like, I looked at my tablet, I looked at my Surface, and I was like, okay, so I've got a Linux OS on this now. You know, like, okay, like, why does that mean anything? Because I'm trying to like, get a better paying job and do stuff like that. And I gotta say, I hit a point before the weekend even started where I just felt all that stress and all that pressure build up, and I just got to a place where I was just like, Lord, you have to take this from me. I didn't say it in so many words because all I was thinking about was just how overwhelmed I felt. And I wasn't like massively overwhelmed, but I was overwhelmed. And I just thought to myself like, I need to watch something. And so I put a video on. I just like I let myself fall into unknowingly let myself fall into God's embrace, and I was just like, I need you, help me. And I got I really feel like I got clarity. There's so much that I want to do, and there's so much that I don't understand in terms of the like I want to do better, and I want to actually get there. And it's like, when you get to that spot where you want to learn so much so fast and you see everyone else being so far ahead of you and you get frustrated so quickly, that place, I want him to come into that place, and I want to be like, God, I want to get better, and I understand it's going to take time. Getting back into Linux, I think, is going to be a great adventure. Being able to do things on my own with the OS, like, do whatever I want in the terminal. And I'm, I'm sure the seasoned Linux vets are gonna be like, okay, so you made a battery indicator show up on your old laptop, dude. That's so 2006. Like, come up to our level. And it's like, okay, okay, I'll take the joke. A little bit of healthy ribbing, that's fine. That's fine. Put me on blast. That's cool. Like, I'll laugh about it. I think I just need to have a healthy understanding of my limitations, my lack of knowledge, and just to say, I want to get better and to approach it with the same kind of curiosity, and childlike determination that we learn how to play Super Mario Brothers with. At least I did. You know, failing, trying again, failing, trying again. Kind of like we talked about last week, where it's like, you know, back in the day, we used to have to try to beat a game inside of the rental window because we were going to pay late fees if we held on to the game, and we didn't have save states. So it's like that brought out the better gamer. Oops. Oh, there. Great. Let's see. Um, when you say shell, if you mean user interface, it uses GNOME because GNOME is way more suited, or if not suited, GNOME is way more um, compatible with the kind of gesture-based operation that the Surface is known for. Because the Surface is, first and foremost, a tablet. You can get a typing cover, but it's not a laptop. It's a tablet that is robust enough to be used as a laptop, and I used it as a daily driver for years before I got a different computer. So I know it can be used. But yeah, pretty sure it's GNOME. You can probably use other shells as well, but I believe GNOME is the intended shell specifically for Pop! OS, especially for Surface Pro 3, because all those touches and things that maybe like even using a Bluetooth pen with it would benefit from. All right, any job offers from here? Go to the global cargo market. We do. No. We're not looking over there. We're looking here. Okay. Okay, great. I might be able to squeeze this one out before I get a call from a friend. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so I am... Ooh, okay. Exploring a new area? Well, not really, but is what it is. Let me get the truck fixed up before we head to our next cargo delivery, and then we will do one more run, I think. Is it? Oh, yeah, I want to get the truck fixed. It does make me wonder, not gonna lie, whether or not I can actually or should actually pursue going full Linux on my desktop. But right now, no, because I don't have the Steam version of Microsoft Flight Sim. All right, let's replace everything because I've got the money. Or do nothing with this, do nothing with this, and replace those three pieces and replace everything here. Okay, took a good chunk of money away from me, but that's fine. Oh, the command line interfaces. So I definitely know that it's not like the same um, um, Debian underbelly, but I know that there's a terminal. I believe that the shell, or excuse me, the terminal takes sudo and it uses apt files. It doesn't use .deb files. And I think it does use bash. So there you go. If you're talking about bash, I think it uses that. What is this? Oh, just a different company. I looked at that caught my eye because I was just like, wait a minute, why does this look different? Didn't really look different. It was just the logo to come in. Excuse me, coming through. But yeah, like learning about the shell again, learning about how to customize the experience appropriately, learning how to use Linux in a way that's really going to benefit me and really extend my knowledge as a software developer. Like that's something I'm kind of interested, like I'm kind of looking forward to learning that or learning a little bit more about that again. So there's adventure to be had, that's for sure. There is adventure to be had. All right. So it is a Debian fork. Okay. Yes, and custom GNOME GUI because tablet. Yeah. The custom part, I'm 1,000% sure of. It's basically Pop! OS is like developer friendly. It's developer friendly. It's like really well put together, supposedly, for people like me. So I think I'm going to definitely um, enjoy using it. I had a green light. I wonder why I stopped. I don't know. Okay. Next and probably final delivery. Okay. My friend might be a little delayed, so I think we're still fine for now. I'm going to be splitting my attention 3 different ways for the next like 10 to 15 minutes. All right, here we go. Uh, cargo market. Yeah. Oh, we're shipping peanut butter. Nice. Oh, you know what? I'll take that. Thank you. So, okay, forgive me because I'm clearly confused. I am assuming that Pop! OS is using a custom GNOME GUI. Is that the thing that they call Cosmic? I know it's purpose built because of its specific, necessary qualities for my tablet. It sounds like that's what needs to happen for me to use my tablet successfully. Same way as before. Thank you. Cosmic is built from scratch and isn't forked from GNOME. Okay, I mean, not that you wouldn't necessarily be able to guess my age, but I'm certainly dating myself in one sense by saying GNOME or even understanding GNOME because GNOME as a whole has been around for a quote unquote long time. So I wouldn't be surprised if people are building their own GUIs these days. All right, full stop. Let's go. Let's pull in over here while we're on the way. All right, now hard over to the left, and I think we should be okay. There we go. Let me park up for a hot mo and check out this. Oof! Wow! Look at that. That's superb. Was about to pass that shot up. Like I said, just the advancements in graphics in the past 10 years, especially with new DLC, it's superb. It's absolutely amazing. Otherwise, I'm trying to get better at what I do. And, I'm a software developer by trade, and I'm trying to get better at stuff. I I I decided to give myself permission to understand I have a lot to contribute to whatever future company wants to bring me on. It's not my existing company's job, and it's not my future company's job to make me feel good about myself. And it's not my current or future company's job to provide much more of anything than, say, an income. So, me taking care of business, adulting, doing all the things that are required, those are things that I have to do myself. And figuring out why I want to do what I want to do, again, that's something else I have to figure out on my own. The kid that existed years ago that thought that I needed to do absolutely everything I could, he, you know, I sat down with him with a cup of coffee and I talked to him and I said, I can do good. I can do a lot of good, but I can't fix other people. I can't fix other people's expectations. I can't fix a company's expectations. And when anybody or any place has a particular, let's just say, track record of certain outputs or certain expectations or certain blah blah blah, I need to understand that taking care of my family and doing the best job I can is important. Going beyond that, going above and beyond that on a consistent, repetitive basis for the rest of my life is impossible. So, I want to do what I can while doing what I can. Did you get that, chat? Good. I'm trying to step into a new season of both grace for myself and hard work, along with understanding what things I need to be doing and what things I don't. Sometimes the greatest benefit that I can get is being able to collect myself and sit still for a moment and not have this incredible amount of like pressure to just go, 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 go. I am aged. I am definitely older than young and definitely younger than old. And like I said before, if you've hung around this stream for any length of time, you can probably get a really good idea for my range, which I, of course, will publicly disavow, would never admit to, because internet things. But I'm pretty sure most anybody that pays a fairly good amount of attention we'll be able to suss out in a relatively short period of time. What does this mean? Probably nothing. But if I'm tying all my blabbering into meaningful chunks, I'm just saying I'm really, really trying to understand how to um, be fair to myself, be fair to others, be fair to those people that I care about, and not expect myself to be so utterly engaged and making the most of every single opportunity to learn everything I can every second of the day. I've been there. That's not worth it to me anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. Working hard and doing a good job is something that I want to do. I'm just trying to be much better about understanding what said hard work actually is and whether some of it actually even needs to happen. We've gone into at length discussions about certain other factors affecting markets. So I'm not going to be talking about that today. But I'm just grateful to be in a place where I can take a breath and take a pause and think because I need to. And I have. And it's definitely benefited me. Definitely. Yeah. And I think, pretty much like anything that happens with any phrase or any ideology in general, people can take phrases like work hard, play hard, and twist their pinkies until those phrases cry uncle. So you can work for a company that says, oh, we're work hard, play hard, and that might turn into yeah, we're pulling 12-hour days to get this feature out the door because our company is terminally set in its ways and it's never going to change. Or it could mean the exact opposite. It could mean, hey, we're whatchamacallit, we're definitely going to push you, but once you're done, we're going to make sure you understand that we care about you. Like well, that sounds contradictory, but you're going to understand that we reward that effort. So that's always the hope. If you work really hard for a company, that they would take care of you. That's the goal, at least. This turned into a just-in-time delivery, and that's okay. I don't care if I get penalized for it as long as I can actually deliver it. Somewhere between working harder than I've ever worked before and understanding precisely what I can or can't do about certain projects or certain deadlines is where I find myself. And being very cognizant of that is how I want to be for the rest of the days that I actually, you know, do work. Excuse me. Oof. Really glad I turned in at that point. No, I want to get behind this truck. Unless I know how to go through those gates really well, which I've proven I can't. Yeah, Sogan, go ahead and watch the VOD if you want to. I st I started with my first delivery before I even started the delivery. I went through some toll gates, and let's just say I announced my presence by pinballing off of the raised walls. Turns out I was taking a truck through a car lane. So yeah, that's why I stopped and got my truck fixed because I was stupid. Not really stupid, but definitely not paying attention to the lanes for tolls. Biffed it. Oh yeah, multiple times, multiple times. But we got the trailer good as new. We got the truck with those affected parts replaced, and we are on our way to our delivery. 40 minutes in the sim means what? Like a tenth of 4 hours, which would be like 12, what, 2 minutes? Probably. It's all right. I'm happy that I still can play Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator and just play them even if I'm not streaming, just to chill. I like new places, I like new challenges, and sometimes I like driving IRL when I have the time and of course the gas money to do so. So it's a neat little reminder for me of how much I like to travel. Even if it's just virtually. Speaking of which, I will probably come up with a plan to return to scenery development very, 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 very soon. Maybe this week, maybe next week. Oh, excuse me. Oh. at that. I was muted. Okay, guys, I just made it to my final destination for trucking for tonight. Stay tuned to Discord for more updates. And just thanks so much for stopping by and saying hello and for lurking. Like I always like to say, if you want true peace, you want the Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus. Take care, friends. Have a great night, and we will see you.